Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And I mean, Fuego here.
And we are completing another, unfortunately, older Patreon request from Nick Oakes. And this
My
one,
dude, sorry, man.
this one is for Castle Freak. Another full moon property. However, believe it or not, in my opinion, this movie feels like the least full moon of almost any movie that they've ever made. Because they actually feel like they put thought into a story, and all the effects are really great, and I really enjoy Castle Freak personally. So that's my overall thoughts. Robert?
No, likewise. I went into this. I didn't actually really know much about the movie until I watched it. Come to find out, this is actually very loosely based off of the Outsider story from H.P. Lovecraft. And after reading that story numerous times, I actually had more intrigue into watching this movie. And like I said earlier, very loosely based. But both perfect on their own. Castle Freak, though, was awesome. I was not expecting what I got from this movie, and this is prime full moon feature movie right here. Like, they actually gave a crap of what they were trying to do back in the day. Between graphics, acting, that was great.
Yeah, and we can thank Stuart Gordon for that because, I mean, he's a filmmaker that, I mean, obviously, he's done, 4 or 5 different Lovecraft adaptations
Reanimator,
already?
Dagon, and then a
From
couple
Beyond.
other ones. From Beyond, yep.
I never saw Dagon. I remember seeing
It was
that
all right.
cover all the time.
It was all right.
That was the dude with the sharp teeth, the
Yeah.
green face.
Yep.
Okay.
The Order of Dagon.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But, I mean, they scouted a great location. The cast is good. You've got dude who played Herbert West.
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs, that's right.
Yep.
You've also got our darling blondie.
Barbara Crampton.
Barbara Crampton, yeah.
Yep.
I
Both-
get her and Dee Wallace mixed up
Okay.
sometimes.
Both from Reanimator, if you did not know that. Yep.
Yeah, so,
And Stuart Gordon directed it.
Yeah, both. Yep. Also from Stuart
so
Gordon.
we have some continuity of just consistent quality, which is cool. And it's not your typical full moon film, you know. It's maybe some argue the best movie they've ever made.
That's my opinion.
It's up there.
That is my opinion.
For gores, scares, and effects like that. No, I will definitely agree. This is by far one of their best ones that they've done.
So the story, Robert, you want to tackle the story?
So the story is we have an American couple that inherited a Italian castle, basically about 9 months after a family tragedy, and basically the family's kind of torn apart. They're trying to reconcile with each other, and when they go to this castle, pretty much they just want to sell everything. They sell this castle, move back, and pretty much just be rid of each other. Certain things start happening. And then they come to realize that they're not alone in this castle. And I don't know how...
There was something being cared for in the castle.
And I don't know how much we want to
It's
go
on the
into.
cover.
Well, it's the point of the movie. Is
Okay.
that there's a freak in
there
the castle.
there is a freak and everything, but there is a backstory with that freak, though.
True. No, we don't need to go all into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just suffice it to say that they actually take time to give backstory.
They do give a backstory on why this person is in the castle and why he's been kept there for so many years, and it's actually really cool. The graphics were done great. The kills were awesome and creepy.
Yep.
Like, I will say one sad thing though is the cat does not survive.
Oh,
Cat
sorry,
disclaimer.
P9.
Yeah. I never like that.
No, neither do I.
I never get on board for any animal death.
I'm the same with dogs.
Especially
Yeah,
cats
dogs
and
and
dogs,
cats.
but cats most specifically for me, of course, obviously.
Oh, so the Grudge must have upset you then, right?
I never like when they use that shit.
No.
No,
You lose me in a movie when you start killing the animals.
The Last Exorcism did
it's
that
cheap.
too, or Exorcism of Emily Rose, whichever one of those two. She goes into a barn and just whacks the cat by the tail over and over again.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. But nonetheless, so continuing on from there, I mean, we all like the story, right? Any
the story was solid.
specific thoughts?
I mean, there's something that develops with the daughter and this freak, and the daughter is blind, and so she can't see what it actually
I love
looks
that
like.
subtext.
I
Yeah.
thought it was cool, yeah. And you've also got some sliminess to Combs' character,
Yep.
and that's kind of some of the damage control that he's attempting to do. But his old ways, they rear their ugly head again, and so that's an interesting subplot. I mean, he plays it well. I feel like, I mean, we've kind of covered as much as we can with the story without spoiling stuff, and the segue into the acting. I feel like all of our leads in this family are all very strong, and they have just they're not these wooden one note just idiots that we get in a lot of full moon movies, like most notably the Puppet Master movies, which I love so much. They, except for Toulon, don't really have interesting characters very often at all, and most of these full moon films are guilty of it. Not the case here, but I'm just gonna credit that to good source material and Gordon making sure he had a strong script to put before these solid actors, and they bring it to light very well, and you feel just the friction and the resentment and all of these different things going on in this family that is trying to see if it can salvage itself at this point. And that adds a whole new dimension of horror and drama to the film. So
yeah, acting wise, I agree. I really liked Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton. Everyone did their job very well in this, and even the Freak. Like, I thought, he was appropriately both terrifying and sad at times, and so the acting was more than servicing the story. That's why I don't even think Full Moon realized how good a movie they made, and they never reattained this level. So
they are in talks though about doing a remake though.
they've been trying to
yep.
for a while.
It was I know it was announced back in 2018.
It's actually been being directed. Nora Hewitt told me, who's our makeup effects person on Dylan's New Nightmare, who won Face Off season 9. She said that Tate, who was an earlier season Face Off contestant, is the one directing the Castle Freak reboot. Yeah,
Interesting.
Really?
and that's what she said just a couple months ago. So
Okay, because I know that
she said it as though it was actively happening.
Okay,
so
that'd be awesome.
Well, I
Like,
know
hell yeah.
Crampton commented on it on her Twitter within the last few months,
Yeah.
just giving an update about the project, which makes me wonder if she just has a cameo since she was so iconically in the previous one or whatever. But yeah, she's apparently in the loop about it, and it's happening. So
Yeah.
Because
So-
they were just, I think, we were talking about expanding more on the story of Castle Freak and like all the little tidbits and stuff, and bringing in new characters, things like that. But
Well, let's get into the effects. I mean, that's the biggest thing left to talk about. The sound design was good, and the cinematography actually
Very much so.
really impressive.
in Romania.
Yeah,
I would say, right?
the location was everything on
I
this
thought
one.
I thought it was Italy.
Maybe.
It might have been, yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure it was
somewhere.
Italy.
Okay, it was somewhere.
You've
somewhere
watched it more
in
recently
Europe.
than us,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll take your credit,
Yeah, it's been a
your
few
word
months,
for it.
but-
But yeah, the cinematography was actually really gorgeous. There was a lot of really beautiful things to look at, and it was dark and dingy and gross when it needed to be, and you didn't want to be trapped in parts of the castle, but you'd want to visit other parts. So a lot of that is all in how the location is presented. So I think they did a tremendous job with all of that.
Oh, I
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As far as the effects go, what were
The
your
effects
thoughts on
were
the
great.
effects?
They were cringy, especially the scene with the hooker and then the maid. That was horrifying. Ash actually, she came home at that perfect time as I'm watching this movie, and yeah, it's just, what the hell are you watching? It's like, it's not what you think. Like, yeah, it was.
Should be like Snuff.
It was, yeah, right. It was basically, that scene was pretty much on that level.
Yeah.
It was unnerving. It was really gross.
Really well done.
Yeah, really well done. And you felt so bad for this woman. So bad.
Fueguísima?
Just the design and the makeup on our freak, man. I mean, it's unsettling and it's very effective. And the scenes where he is like interacting with the blind daughter, those are like similarly cringeworthy in my estimation and stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, if your freak doesn't look good in a movie called Castle Freak, you're already setting yourself up for failure, obviously. And they had a strong makeup and practical effects team here for this. It was good.
No, most definitely.
Really, really good.
Indeed. So there you go, guys. I think that's going to do it for our review of Full Moon's Castle Freak, their best movie they've ever made, in my opinion. Why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below, have you ever seen Castle Freak? And if so, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? How does it rank amongst the other Full Moon pictures? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people like you, Fuego, that I like the Puppet Master movie, so it's not going to be Puppet Master 2.
Puppet Master 2 is great.
It's not better than this as a movie.
No, it's because I just love that franchise so much.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So if you're looking at it objectively, I think that anyone should be able to see that this is a really great movie and the best in the Full Moon repertoire. So why don't you guys let us know what your thoughts are in those comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Make sure you ding that bell to make sure you don't miss any episodes or live streams going forward. If you enjoyed this and want to torture us with other movies that are either good like this or bad like the last one we reviewed, then click that link in the description box to our Patreon and you can puppeteer us very appropriately for the Full Moon franchise. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
Ledesma, Jaime, Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.